What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Rob Duran podcast. As always, I'm here with my guys. What's going on, fellas?
Much chilling. How about yourself?
Good, good, man. Cesar, ¿qué es lo que?
You're tranquilo, we chilling.
Yeah,
Doing
man.
good.
So we had a pretty good Sunday, pretty eventful with the Super Bowl and then Usher's halftime performance. So we're here to break all that down, get into it, talk some football, talk some Usher Raymond. It's a good Sunday, though.
Definitely. It was a
What y'all
great
think of that?
performance.
What y'all think of that performance?
Oh, that performance was amazing. Like Usher did not disappoint. He started it out with "Caught Up."
Yeah,
Well,
did not see that
actually,
one.
I think he started a little bit with "My Way," like a little "My Way" in the
Like a
background,
little
and then
rendition, yeah.
it went to "Caught Up." Um, the dude was dancing his ass off. Like he got me tired. I was about to sweat. I was looking at him like his cardio is amazing.
Yeah.
The dude danced, he sang, no auto tune, straight live, and he even roller skated too as well. And I just thought it was an amazing performance. The choreography was pretty good. There was a lot of stuff happening on the field. There was a lot to keep up with. So I had to see the performance like more than once. But the second time I saw it, I was actually even more impressed because there was a
Yep.
lot of things I didn't notice from the original time that I saw it. But what do you guys think? What y'all thought about that?
I think it was fire. I really enjoyed the band, the marching band
That was
that
dope.
came out.
Yes.
I enjoyed that. When he was dancing, then like a whole bunch of dancers kind of circled him, and then a lot of them started doing like flips and stuff and backflips. I was like, yo, this is crazy. Um, but I think it was better than I thought it was gonna be, to be honest. And I think I was totally wrong on my pick of what song he was gonna start with. I was like, oh no. But I like how he tied it all together. Not too much on any song except maybe Yeah and My Boo. Like his two biggest hits, obviously, possibly. And then he brought out a lot of artists like Alicia Keys, Luda, Jermaine Dupri. I heard he wanted to bring out Justin Bieber, but Justin Bieber turned it down because he's not feeling well. Um, and yeah, I loved it. I want to say it was better than last year's. I think last year's was Rihanna. Sorry, Riri, Army, Navy. Um, but I did enjoy the Usher performance. Yeah, his cardio's still up there, man. I wish I could be like him when I get to his age to still be able to run around and dance and not stop for like 15 minutes like that. And yeah, I think I don't know how you top that, to be honest. Next year, like they got a tough act to follow. Because he sings and dances. So good luck to whoever has to perform next year. But I enjoyed it. I watched it several times as well. And I started listening to some of his music again, just in that Usher vibe. Um, yeah, those are my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I think. Go ahead, Cesar. You about to say something?
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say one thing that we did predict was the little medley.
Yeah.
He did do a little medley for the slow jams
Mm-hmm.
that we all love. And that was probably my favorite part of the concert because I just love those songs when he transitioned. I don't know where he transitioned from. Damn, I forgot the transitions, but all I know that the songs that were involved was "Burn," "Nice and Slow," "You Got It Bad." All those songs when they were like coming back to back to back. And then Confessions after that when Jermaine
Ooh,
Dupri came out, I was like, oh nah,
ooh.
I
like
think the
come
crowd
on.
lost it a bit when that happened. It was
hmm
crazy.
So,
Bro,
yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
it was one of those things for me. Obviously, I'm Usher's number one fan. I think we all know that. but like unbiased opinion, it's probably the best Super Bowl halftime performance I've ever seen. And I'm not saying it's like better than Michael. Like I didn't see Michael Jackson's, or I don't remember seeing it. I don't remember. I don't even know what year that was, to be honest. But for me, the best performance I've ever seen. And Cesar touched on it. The dude was dancing, singing live because the mic was on, and doing everything without missing a beat. Never missed a note. Never missed a key. None of that stuff. And he gave us 30 years of excellence all in one performance, wrapped into like a 13, 14-minute performance, which is crazy to think about. Like, for us, Usher has been around forever, literally our whole lives. And to kind of see everything come together in that one performance, the way he did it, it was that dude is special, bro.
I'm actually mad it was short.
Yeah, that
I
was
feel
one of
like
the
I was
complaints I
wrong.
kept seeing like everywhere. It was like, yo, this was too short.
Yeah, that was my main thing.
Yeah,
Man,
the thing is that so another thing that this dude has over a lot of other artists is his catalog. His
yeah,
catalog
it's
is so
insane.
it's so deep that those 13, 14 minutes flew by,
Yeah,
and it's gonna be tough to top something like that because this dude has like bangers.
yeah. I think he shut up a lot of the criticism of like, oh, can he handle the Super Bowl halftime show? Does he have enough hits? I think he proved that. And there were still a lot of songs that he did not do because of that time crunch. So like he didn't touch on any of his new songs at all.
So I'm
Like,
kind of glad he did it.
he kept it all throwbacks for the most part. And it was like still banger after banger after banger. It was like nonstop. It felt like a concert, like a true concert to be there.
Yeah,
So
like
I'm
his
excited.
outfits.
Yeah, the outfits, everything, the skates, the people he brought out. It was just like perfect.
It was a great spectacle. It had a little controversy too. It had a little of everything.
That's funny. It was like I brought the A to Vegas, something like that at the end.
Yeah,
I was like, that's fire.
yeah.
They had the stripper poles, man. Did y'all notice that part?
Yep.
There was a part they had the stripper pole and the girls were going up and down the poles. I'm like, yo, that's
That's when
crazy.
Luda was coming out.
Yeah.
Was it me or the one of the stripper pole women? Did
She
they
fell.
slip? She
It looked
fell?
like
Okay.
she fell, yeah.
I catch
I
that.
hope she's okay.
Yeah, I hope she's okay. Yeah.
Hey,
Someone
man,
check on.
get that
Someone check
bag
on.
from the NFL. Workers' comp. Oh man, don't
Nah, but
cancel us NFL.
it was a dope performance. I think yeah, I would say it's the best performance I've seen ever for a
Yeah,
halftime show to date.
especially singing and dancing. Yeah, like I like Prince's a lot just because it was like symbolic, but
Yeah.
Usher's, I,
It's instantly like I saw it this like Cesar. I saw it this afternoon for the second time. And I was like, I was even more impressed seeing it the second time because I was like, yo, the transitions, the way he just came out from the get, it was like, yo, this dude was flawless the whole time. And to do that, and especially in a stage like that, like, you got to put everything together real quick. You got a time limit. It's like you got to give it 100% the whole way. My man killed it.
Yeah, it's definitely the best one my personal favorite one in recent years. An honorable mention that I did like was the Shakira and J Lo one. That one was one that I enjoyed a
yeah,
lot.
Bruno Mars was a good one. That was
Yeah,
we're looking back a few more years, but that was a really good one too.
that's true. There's been a lot, but it's just I think it's just Usher's catalog that does it for
Yeah.
me, and I'm a big fan of his. A lot of people are giving Swiss Beats a hard time today. Like the whole internet is going out.
yo, people need
Any
to
thought
chill out.
any thoughts?
Yeah, people need to chill out.
Yeah.
They're performers. That kind of comes with it. Usher's known for
Yeah.
being a little. He dances like that. It just happens. And then people like, oh, if that's my wife, I'm pulling up, blah blah blah. It's like, yo, y'all need to chill out, like be mature. Like
Yeah.
honestly, that yeah, that shows how insecure you are as a man and in your relationship, I think, when you're just going crazy like that. Like I think who was it, like Lil Boosie and people who were just going
All that
crazy.
Usher had to apologize.
Yeah,
When Swiss
I
Beats
like.
came out,
I was about to say, yeah,
yeah,
his
he was like,
response was good.
no, y'all gotta chill basically. Like pay attention to like the legendary performance that happened. Don't be worrying about my wife kind of thing. So
Yeah, because people take it too far. If
yeah,
it's all jokes, cool. But sometimes, like, all right, enough is enough. Like,
yeah. I mean, I didn't think it was inappropriate in a sense. I mean, it's a romantic song. Like my boo is that's my boo. But
Yeah, and it's one of their biggest hits.
the lyrics didn't help, Roberto. That's what it was. The lyrics to the song did not help.
yeah.
And the looks they were giving each other too.
One of the
Uh,
funniest memes I've seen from it though, they had him like dressed up in like a McDonald's outfit, and it was like, "This is how your girl be with her work husband." It was
Yeah,
oh yeah, I did see that. I did see that one. That one was funny.
that was a good
Oh man.
be like that sometimes. Peligro.
one, man.
Oh man.
But yeah, it was a good performance. I was thinking like who follows it up next year, but I think we all know who it's gonna be. It's probably gonna be Taylor Swift and all her
Where's
Swifties
the Super
and
Bowl next year?
Good
yeah,
question.
look that up. Let's see. It's usually somewhere warm. I just don't wanna
Yeah,
guess which one right.
yeah. After that New York Super Bowl, they were
New
like,
Orleans? New Orleans. Yeah.
"Oh, they gotta have Little Wayne."
That's what people were saying. We'll see.
Oh, that'll
Little
be
Wayne
great.
with Young Money, he brings out
Drake.
Drake.
Nicki Minaj.
Drake.
Brother
That would
got
be crazy.
my man got
That
Oh
would be great.
wow.
Ooh, that would
Like,
be that
that'll be
would be
my
something.
that'll be my vote.
That's my vote too. Lil Wayne.
You have to. The way he reps it, you have to.
Yeah, I
Young
think
Money,
so.
Cash Money. So I'll be Birdman and them. What's this guy? Juvenile. Back that ass up. That'll go
Gotta
crazy.
yeah, it has to be Lil Wayne. Let's petition for that.
I'm down. And he's cool, I
Speaking
think, with Rock Nation too. So
I'm sure, yeah.
go ahead.
no, speaking of back that ass up, Kanye Kanye West, he actually sampled that song, one of the songs in the new album that came out, I
Okay.
Wow.
think on Friday. I don't know if you caught that, Hasio, when you
I
heard it.
haven't. I need to hear it. I know I heard some of his other samples from his older music. Like Applause, I think. Uh Another one. I've heard a couple of samples because he uses a lot. Like the beat changes in that album is a lot. I know we're not really deep diving on Kanye's album, but I need to listen to it again though. But
Yeah, I haven't heard it. Haven't had a chance to hear it yet. So, I mean, Kanye's a musical genius. We've said that a bunch of times.
Yeah, I think we definitely need a segment for Kanye. We could also revisit Usher's album as well. That'll be something we could also revisit because I want to listen to that one. Yeah, but those are my thoughts with the performance. What do you guys had anything else that caught your attention?
No, I think that's it for the performance. Yeah, greatest performance of all time to date.
No debates.
No debate.
that's funny.
I'm not even gonna argue with you. They can argue with the wall. I'm not here to hear it.
Okay, well, speaking of greatest performances, the Kansas City Chiefs, they did it again.
Officially a dynasty. Officially.
What are your thoughts on that game? Like,
It was low scoring. uh I had spoken with my cousin and he thought it was gonna be like 13-16. So when the score was like 10-3 and 10-9 around there, he was texting me like, "Yo, what, didn't I call this?" But then who expected us to see an overtime Super Bowl game, man? Those last few drives for both Kansas City and the 49ers really like turned up the intensity of the game. You know, they were trying to win, so they scored their touchdown. The field goal gets blocked, the extra point gets blocked. Then the Chiefs come back and tie it up. Then 49ers get the ball, score again, I think, right? To 19. Then
Yeah.
under 2 minutes, they should have killed the clock some more, but under 2 minutes, they gave Mahomes too much time. And
Yep.
then Mahomes goes down there, gets them in field goal range, go into overtime. Then in overtime, man, 49ers did a great job getting the ball, moving the ball down, scoring, taking a lot of the time of the clock too, which I didn't know that you continue to go into overtime if the other team didn't score yet or didn't possess the ball. Like I thought if they would have ran out the clock, say, I didn't know that the other team would have gotten the ball still. Like they would have gotten into another overtime and still given the Chiefs a chance to have the ball. So I thought that's what they were doing, like trying to time manage a little bit. But then they still left Patrick Mahomes too much time, and they still went down the field and scored an actual touchdown to win the game. And just like watching him dissect everything, like they went. I don't know how many four downs they had in those last two drives, but they just kept going for it. And my man did what Lamar Jackson should have done and just
Yeah.
tucked it and just dipped and got the first down and just kept killing the clock and moving the ball and being precise. And it was a crazy game. A lot of turnovers early in the game, fumbles from McCaffrey and Pacheco, the punt return that got muffed too. I was just like, yo, what is going on? This game was mad defensive early on, until game like until they had to win the game is when like the offenses really like woke up. But it was a great. The first half was kind of like for for football aficionados that love tight games, like that was their first half, and then for people that like high scoring or just seeing magical plays, that fourth quarter overtime was like everything. It was a really great football game. I don't know if it's for me it's the best football game ever. A lot of people are saying that, but it's really up there. It's like probably top five. Like just seeing all the possible ways it could have gone. Like I was scared that the Chiefs were still gonna lose in overtime because like they had fourth down so many times. I'm like, yo, if they don't make this, they're gonna lose right here. So, but Mahomes, man, he put that team on his back, yo. I think they said that he uh was 89% of the offensive productivity in the
Wow.
last few quarters because he was running the ball and throwing it. He threw for like 330 something yards and ran for 66, so almost 400 yards of offense just on him alone. So it was just amazing. Mahomes is that guy, man. Good luck to everybody else that has to play him. I feel so bad. Is Yeah, the salary cap is probably the main thing that's gonna help other teams catch up because he is a beast. Like I've never seen, besides probably Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, someone play an offense so efficient and then use their legs to like Steve Young has to get the yards that he couldn't get with his arm. So I don't know. It was great. I loved it. It sucks that there's no more football for another 6 months. So it was a great game to like top off the year, I guess.
Yeah, I
Football
thought
game.
the same thing. Like what you said about how the halves kind of split between like what a real passionate football fan would want to see, and then the second half was like for the people who just tune into the Super Bowl, the casuals for so to speak. But I think overall the game was pretty good. Is it an all timer for me? Maybe not really, but it was still a great game. Yeah, defensively at the beginning, it was like, yo, nobody's gonna score. Like this is crazy. There was no offense, nothing. The defenses were like on another level. They came ready to play early on. Maybe that second half you kind of saw maybe it was like fatigue at this point, and that's why the offense started moving the ball on both sides. But overall, man, I think it was a great game. I think Brock Purdy did a decent job. He did a pretty good job all game. So maybe he shut up some of the criticism on his behalf as well, even though obviously they didn't win the game. But at the end of the day, when you're going against Patrick Mahomes, it's hard to one up that guy. It's almost like what we've been talking about. It's that Tom Brady like feel where it's like, you're going against Brady, you gotta give your A++ game, not just an A+ game. And that's kind of what we saw yesterday. And maybe some of the decision making on the coaching staff for the 49ers was questionable. Some of the play calls, some of the, should you have deferred in overtime as opposed to taking the ball? That's Monday morning quarterbacking on our behalf. But yeah, man, Patrick Mahomes is that guy. He is definitely that guy. Chiefs officially a dynasty as of this moment. And I don't think they're going anywhere. At least not for the next maybe 2-3 years. We'll see, like you said, salary cap concerns, but Mahomes ain't going anywhere. The dude is still in his 20s. Just scary.
They're like 28.
Yeah,
It's less than 29 still.
he's
So.
already an all-time great.
Yep. Yeah, this game actually happened the reverse of how I had it. I thought the two offenses would start early and then the defenses will kind of like bring them back to earth, down to earth type thing. So I had it reversed. One of those things, one of the reasons why I think it happened was because of the turnovers, the early turnovers. The 49ers they were driving the football down the field, and they had a pretty impressive first drive, but then McCaffrey fumbles. And then they stopped the Chiefs. The 49ers defense responded well, but then we got a fumble from Pacheco later on in the game. So those turnovers were probably one of the biggest reasons why we didn't see more points on the board early. But kudos to both defenses. Isaiah McDuffie had an amazing game.
Yeah.
Like that dude was making play after play after play. Andy Reid is a freaking genius. The way that they finished that last play was poetry in motion. Like the clock was running out, and then they run this play called corn dog, well, whatever. It was just a beautiful, beautiful play. Like they had McCole Hardman moving before the ball was snapped, and then out of nowhere he just broke a route, and they had a nice two blockers in front of him, and he was literally wide untouched. So that was beautiful to see. This team is going to be difficult to beat because they have everything. They have great coaching, they have a great defense, and they probably have arguably one of the greatest of all times in the quarterback position. Have a great leader, great chemistry, and it just seems like they're just gonna figure it out. When like one way or another, they're gonna figure it out. That's a team that's very tough to beat. That's a team that's not gonna beat themselves. You have to be almost flawless against these guys. The 49ers, they showed up. They put on a great performance. They tried their best. That was probably their best football they've actually played all playoffs, honestly, the 49ers. And they came to play, but it's just Kansas City just wound up them just a little bit because of that man Mahomes is that special. And yeah, those are my thoughts on the game. I'm trying to.
What are your thoughts on the 49ers decision to take the ball in overtime as opposed to deferring?
So this is interesting. I'm not sure if they were really aware of the new rules.
It seems like they weren't, based on like a lot of the commentary coming out today.
Yeah, because if you're gonna receive the ball first, then you would want to score a touchdown almost at all costs because
limit them to a field goal when you win the game.
Yeah, you just don't want to put that pressure on your defense. I mean, you've been yes, you've been doing great against Mahomes this game, but you know,
Mahomes is gonna Mahomes.
yeah, like you've been playing this guy for over 60 minutes now.
Yeah,
You're gonna be fatigued. You're gonna like, it's gonna be hard to, and this guy could beat you with his arm and his leg and his brain. So it's just
yeah,
like, you know, like that's a lot to ask from a defense. The 49ers defense, they played amazing. I'm honestly don't know if Kyle Shanahan was well aware of the new rules. I don't know if what I would have done. Obviously, now looking back at it, we would say, I would defer to see if the Chiefs
yes.
score. Well, but it's tough to say. It's tough to
Usually, if you have a defensive team, you want to defer usually because you want to be able to stop the offense and then get the ball back for your offense and usually try to win the game. That's how like Bill Belichick kind of does his thing.
Yeah, but remember before, if you had the ball first and you scored a touchdown, the
It's
game was
game.
over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
it's
now,
game.
so now it's just different rules. Now the other team has a chance to respond.
Yeah, college
So
rules
now,
basically.
so yeah, so you might be on to maybe the correct strategy is to put your defense out there first, but I
I,
mean,
I heard one of the linebackers, Greenwood, he tore his ACL like in the third quarter or something like
Greenlaw.
that.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was him
Greenlaw.
running into this from the sideline.
So I didn't even
He was
like
hyped, ready to run it. I think he popped his Achilles.
I
yeah.
think so too. It looked like it.
And him and Wagner like two of the best middle inside linebacker so that probably affected a lot of their defense going down.
Yeah. Well, the guy who came in for him allowed, I think it was like 9 catches and 9 targets.
So they picked on him
So
basically.
yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah, and that's just that's just
That's what
smart.
you're supposed to do, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what a great quarterback does. They try to, they try to go for mismatches.
Yeah.
Shot, but yeah, that was one of the most freakiest accidents I've ever seen in my life.
Crazy.
Like I wish Greenlaw a speedy recovery.
Yeah.
Injuries suck, and I hear that Achilles injuries are terrible, but you know, this has been the year. This has been the season of the Achilles, man.
I don't think I've ever seen this many Achilles injuries, bro.
Yeah,
I
it's
wonder
crazy.
if it's the field or is the training.
That was. Have you seen it, Haskell?
Not really. I
Oh
didn't
man.
see him slip or fall. Like I briefly
Bro,
saw it, but I
he
didn't try to.
literally he was just on the sideline, and then when he ran out, it just popped.
Yeah, he just like hopped, like he
Yeah,
hopped right before getting on the field. He was just trying to get on the field.
yeah. He didn't bump
That's,
into anyone. It wasn't nothing
It
crazy.
wasn't a play.
Yeah,
This was in the sideline.
yeah, that's terrible. That's yeah, like that should just happen sometimes to people. Like remember like playing ball back in the day, you just break your ankle all of a sudden, just walking off the court, and it's like, yo, what the hell? That must suck. Cause now you don't get to finish the Super Bowl. Your team loses, you got this injury, and then you probably won't be healthy for the beginning of the next season in time. Like,
yeah. Not fully healthy.
because you're just gonna have to rehab. First, you gotta see what's really wrong, heal a bit, rehab, and then get into football shape. Like
It'll be a
4 or
long
5.
off season for him. Yeah.
Yeah. So you just take it easy. Wish you a speedy recovery, man. Hopefully, you can get back out there, help your team win next year.
Do you guys see the 49ers back in there next year?
I could. The NFC is winnable by them. If they keep their core together, I don't know contracts and stuff like that. But if they keep that team together and just add pieces to the draft, like yeah, I can see them.
That team, their team is loaded, man.
It is.
They have a loaded team, and Jawan Jennings might be a guy that might step up next year. Like he had a pretty good game. He's had actually the last 2 games. He's been
He's been,
doing
yeah.
good because Debo got injured last game, and then he had to step up for Debo, and he did a good job. So that's a guy that's another weapon that they like, that's coming out for them. So and Brock Purdy's probably gonna get better. That man deserves to get paid, Brock Purdy.
Facts.
I mean, if we're gonna pay Daniel Jones, I don't see why we can't pay Brock Purdy.
Yep.
That's what's gonna mess up the team though. If they do pay him, they won't be able to pay anybody else or add more pieces.
Yeah, I hear you, but the
That's the
man's got
tricky
to,
part. Yeah,
but the man's got to eat, man.
yeah.
You got to
I
eat.
think I think Jennings would have won MVP if the 49ers would have won because he threw a touchdown, caught a touchdown. He was making crazy catches because he threw that touchdown to McCaffrey, and then he caught the touchdown at the third or fourth quarter that put them up. He caught it over the middle, got hit, and like still stumbled in. I was like,
Yeah.
yo, this guy playing crazy today.
Yeah, Trent McDuffie had an amazing game. Like that dude stood out to me.
Yeah, that
But
deflection in
he-
the end zone when they try
Yeah,
to throw it, I think to Debo, and he just like he played the best defense I saw. I'm like, yo, that's wild. That was great.
yeah, that was.
And he had a
But
lot
yeah,
of moments like that. Yeah.
You guys see the Chiefs back in the Super Bowl next year?
Depends
I
what the
don't,
Ravens do.
I don't see who's gonna knock them off. Honestly,
So
who
you'll
the
have
Bengals? The
Joe
Bengals
Burrow.
got it.
Yeah, I was gonna say Burrow will be back. Rodgers will be back for the Jets.
Bills still
Lamar
have.
is Lamar. Yeah, Josh Allen is Josh Allen.
It don't even matter though. They got Patrick Mahomes. He beat all of them. It don't matter. He's gonna line them up. I'm taking them all down one by one.
Yeah, the ones that look interesting to me is the Bengals, the Jets, and I think that's about it. The Ravens, I guess, is an honorable mention, but the Bills have had so many opportunities to beat the Chiefs, and they always come short.
Yep.
Like that has to do something to your psyche after a while.
They got
So
like losers mentality or something.
Probably that fear factor that this is Mahomes. He's he got that reputation. Mahomes walking into that building.
yeah,
Josh Allen need to study some tape, get a little bit more patience. And
Yeah.
he definitely has the potential to match Mahomes' energy. Probably won't get as many rings, but he could definitely get the Bills a ring. But because he has the arm, he has the legs, but the brain and the mentality sometimes it's not as consistent as it should be. So I think he need to probably watch more film or something and develop that skill or trait a bit more, like
Yeah.
sharpen it a bit, so that he can have more not opportunity, a better opportunity, a better chance of beating Mahomes eventually. Because I feel like they're gonna be clashing for the next 5 years. It's gonna be Burrow, him, Lamar, Herbert, and Mahomes. It's like a good six quarterbacks. Because Aaron Rodgers is only gonna play like another year or two, so he's not gonna
Yeah.
be around for 5 years. But those like five or six, if they all stay in the AFC, like those are probably gonna be I forgot how you say perennial playoff teams. So like every year they're gonna be in the playoffs trying to take each other out. I think.
um, honorable mention CJ Stroud. I feel like he's gonna take a
Yeah.
stride,
Yeah.
and that dude, his ceiling is pretty high.
Yeah, he's
And,
special, bro.
and he'll have his receivers next year. I think some of them were hurt. So
Yeah, I love his. Yeah, I forgot who it was. I know his receivers, Nico Collins, and the other guy was the one that got hurt, but I forgot his name.
Yeah.
Can't believe.
I'm blanking on that one right now.
Yeah, but honestly, now that I heard you talking about like, film study and needing that mind and also having that poise to go against Mahomes, if there's a guy that could do it, he just needs a little bit of protection and needs to
bro.
stay healthy. His name is Aaron Rodgers. I feel like he's the one guy that I could see he's not gonna shy away from the moment. I don't see him doing that. If they lose, it's not because of him.
And
Yo,
I'll tell
AFC
you, too,
Championship next year, Chiefs and Jets.
bro, I could see it. And
Very
listen, Rodgers and Mahomes have missed facing each other the last couple years.
Yeah, they've been avoiding each other. They
Yeah,
don't want to
so
face each other.
That's crazy. They
they're
have not
bound to
matched them up.
clash. They have to clash at some
Well, they were supposed to play this year, but Aaron was hurt, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have
Mhm.
been great.
Next year might be the year AFC Championship game. Never know.
Yeah.
My money's on Mahomes. Sorry. I seen Aaron Rodgers fail too many times in the playoffs. I'm sorry. Like, he always got there with the Packers, but they only advanced once to the Super Bowl. He was always losing. I'm like, yo, what the heck? You have these great seasons, great teams, and in the playoffs, they shut you down.
Hmm.
It'd be like
He's
that.
still one of the greatest. It's just Mahomes got more of that it. Like, Aaron Rodgers has the it factor, obviously. But Mahomes takes on in the playoffs, he takes it to another level. Aaron Rodgers, he takes it to like a level right underneath Mahomes. I don't know. Like a 9.0 and Mahomes like a 9.5 or something.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, if Rodgers would have made more Super Bowls, I would have had more faith in him possibly winning. But since he hasn't, he's shown me that they lose a lot in the playoffs when they need to because they made it to a lot of NFC championships.
Hmm.
But they would lose to like the 49ers or the Giants or whoever. So
Yeah.
we'll see. I do want to see that though. I do want to see Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers.
That would
And
be a game.
Yeah, don't get it twisted. I still obviously favor Mahomes. I think he is the best player in the league. I
Yeah.
don't think there's a debate on that. But I'm just thinking, if there is a guy out there that might cabeza loca, it's him.
Oh,
I would agree. I would agree. Not biased, not being, Jets fan biased, but you spoke about Josh Allen and the cerebral part of the game, the mental side. Aaron Rodgers has all that.
mhm.
Exactly.
I'm excited
with
for
it.
next season already.
I'm with it. Let's go, man.
Just hate we gotta wait all these months, but it'll be worth the wait. I think.
Yeah. Next season is sure to be fun.
Yeah, the Niners don't have to hang their head too low. I mean, they got beat by a special team, a very, very special team, a very special player, a very special coach. There's no shame in those. There's no shame in that. I know that they wanted to win, but they played a hell of a football game.
Yeah. I mean, it's what we witnessed with the Patriots dynasty. You lost to Tom Brady, bro. You lost to the GOAT.
Basically, you can't hang.
And I know this man, Pat McAfee. There was no guy that was more hyped about these performers in the Super Bowl. Bro, the special teams in this game was immaculate. The punters did their thing. The kickers didn't miss.
Yo.
There was a block extra point. It was amazing. There was a Super Bowl record, 2 Super Bowl records made in this game.
Field goal, I think.
Jake Moody hit like a 55 yarder, and then Harrison Bucker said, "Anything you can do, I can do better," and he hit a 57.
That's funny. Like, you broke a record in the Super Bowl, and then the opposite team breaks your record in the same Super Bowl. Disrespect, that's crazy.
I think both kickers had like 4 field goals each. Jake Moody had 5, Bucker had 4. Yeah, it was a great day for the special teams.
Yeah.
Great day. All three phases of the game, they tried and they just came short. That field goal in overtime, they should have scored, man. They should have scored. If you're gonna receive the ball first, you better score.
Yeah, and you know what happened too on that last play? Brock was gonna throw it to the flat, I think on the left hand side. He had someone open, but they corner blitzed him. Like so,
Yeah.
as soon as he said hi, he saw the guy. He threw it to him, but it was just like the angle and not trying to get sacked with a pick. He threw it to the ground, and
Mm.
that was basically fourth down right there. And he's like, "Damn!" And I was like, "Yo, Spagnolo, man, called that defense like." I don't know if y'all noticed, but that Chiefs defense was constantly moving around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Constantly moving
In
around.
the words of Andy Reid, how about that D?
Oh man, like you don't know what they were gonna do the whole time, and that's how you're supposed to play defense. Honestly, as long as the defensive player knows what they're doing,
Yeah.
like why would you just stay stagnant and let them pick you apart? Like no, move around, confuse them. You know?
They had a
Yes.
lot of great designs for that defense.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah. Yeah, Steve Spagnuolo is a master at disguising the defense. Another thing I noticed in that, I don't know when this happened. Was it in overtime or in the fourth quarter? I think it was maybe late fourth quarter when the 49ers were marching down the field. I think Tony Romo pointed it out that he was like, if I'm Steve Spagnuolo, I would now have to take more risks
mm,
so that I could make sure that Mahomes gets the ball back. And that's what he did. He added a blitz
yeah,
almost in
heavy
every
blitz.
play.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was like a blitz almost in the last four plays. Both teams were blitzing, by the way. Both of them were doing it. But I just felt like the 49ers should have expected the blitz coming. I think that they should have had a better maybe play design to counteract those blitzes. The Kansas City Chiefs, they adjusted. They just
They
adjusted to
put the
the
tight ends in. Mm-hmm.
yeah, tight
Yeah.
end screen, running back screen, screen passes all day and beautifully executed. And they just kept getting first downs, killing clock, and they closed the game. And the 49ers didn't adjust to that either. So I don't know, man. Maybe the moment was a little bit big for them. I don't know. It could have been a lot of things going on, but yeah, I think that's what kind of decided the game.
Coaching, pretty much, and Mahomes.
The plays, the plays towards the at the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of Mahomes magic, obviously. Him using his legs, his instance was on point, and yeah, I think that was the key factor to that the Chiefs repeating Super Bowl champions.
So before we get on out of here, I want to put this debate to rest or restart it, whatever you want to call it. Is Mahomes the GOAT at this current moment?
Not to me, not yet, not yet. We could have this discussion. I don't know, maybe a few years later, maybe a ring or two later. But Brady had such a legendary career. I think it would be disrespectful to even consider, you know, like I think we should at least wait till Mahomes is close to retiring or he's already had more years on his belt. Because
I think he's
Mahomes,
top 3.
Brady beats Mahomes in the Super Bowl. 44, 45-year-old Brady. Some people might say, oh, it's the Mayweather Canelo. He was too green. He was too green. Nah, man. But so Brady wasn't too old? Um, like that dude, Brady's different, man. Brady's different. I can't do it. I can't do it right now.
Yeah, I think a lot. I agree. I don't think Mahomes is the GOAT, not yet at least. I think a lot of it could be recency bias. You see a guy like Mahomes, he's quote unquote the shiny new toy after Brady has finally retired. And you kind of have to put a title on something.
Yeah.
But people forget, I think, what Brady did for all those years, bro. Like the AFC ran through the Patriots and no one else. It was that simple. Anytime Brady was on the field, it was you had it. You knew they were going to win.
Yeah, and the closest thing to Brady right now is Mahomes. Don't get it twisted. Does he have the potential to be better, greater? Yes, he does. I could see it. Uh, but I just feel like we need to relax and let's let this thing play out a little bit further.
Yeah.
Was that a relax like Aaron Rodgers says it?
Yeah. That's exactly
To
how I
me,
meant.
I think he's like nicely placed himself in like top three behind Brady and Montana for now. Like
Okay.
statistically season wide and playoff wise. He's won MVPs. He's led the league in passing and touchdowns and stuff like that. So to me, he's like beating out Terry Bradshaw, who has mad rings, and Aikman, who has mad rings too, because they led the league years. They led the league in interceptions and stuff like that, so years here and there. So, like career wise, I think he nicely put himself in top three for now. And yeah, we'll see if he starts chipping away. If he gets another one, he's gonna tie Montana, so he'll probably be second to the GOAT. Then he gets five, then people will probably be like, all right, this guy might actually be better than Brady.
Yeah, I think with four.
Because
I think
Brady,
with
honestly,
five.
those first three, sorry, those first three were mostly that defense and the kicker. If we're gonna be honest, and then after he became Brady, where he was like throwing 50 touchdowns, 5,000 yards, and stuff like that, where we saw like the change in him. That's when he became like the other Brady. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I still thought Brady was clutch in those first three Super Bowls. He was very clutch. Um, it told me a lot that Bill Belichick went so quickly with Brady, even though they spent a contract on Vinny Testaverde, or was it
Drew,
was
Drew
it was it
Bledsoe,
Drew Bledsoe?
Drew Bledsoe.
Bledsoe, yeah.
Sorry, I'm confusing teams, but yeah, Drew Bledsoe. Yeah, like they just moved on from him so seemingly, like, and even though he did good in the playoffs in the championship game, Belichick was like, "Yeah, Brady's our quarterback," and he had all the faith in the world in him, and he showed up in those first three Super Bowls. Brady showed me a lot, uh, but I do agree that his statistics started skyrocketing after that when he got like more weapons too. It helped to have Randy Moss,
Oh, Randy Moss.
and Gronkowski and Julian Edelman.
Hernandez, and those running backs too, because he had a lot of running backs that could catch, like Kevin
Yeah.
Falk,
Kevin Falk,
Sonny Michelle, and all those dudes.
It was a well-oiled machine, and the Kansas City Chiefs are very similar to
Yeah.
that machine. Like they have that aura about them. It's like the Empire coming in Star Wars. That's how, like the Yankees back in the day. They're giving me that aura.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
can see that. That's a good comparison.
The only thing I'm worried about in the long run is Andy Reid, like staying as the coach. I feel like he might retire. Like I don't know how much longer he wants to coach. It would be great if he can coach like 10 more years, kind of like catch up to Belichick. Because if he coaches another 10 years with Mahomes as quarterback, I think they'll definitely break those records.
That's a change. Yeah.
But if he retires early, then I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't have confidence in other coaches like that. Like you need to be a real seasoned vet because Andy Reid has put in the years.
Yeah.
And all these, they're going new, younger coaches. So if anything, Mahomes could just coach the team himself or something at that point. But yeah, that would be my main concern if Andy Reid retires in the next 2-3 years.
Well, there's a lot of coaches under the Andy Reid tree, so maybe they might get somebody.
Isn't John Harbaugh under that tree? I don't know.
I gotta look at the tree again.
It's like most of the NFL, like most of those coordinators and coaches have once worked with him or worked under him, you know, because he's been around since like the Packer days, right? When he was like in the Packers and Seattle and Philadelphia. In Philadelphia, that's where he met Spagnuolo. He was on his team. And the Chiefs.
And,
And he's been at the Chiefs already, what, 10 years or something? Those years flew by.
It did. I was just thinking about that.
Because Mahomes, he already has 6, 7 years. He had Alex Smith like 2 or 3 years on top of that.
Yeah,
Because there were playoff teams before Mahomes.
yeah, yeah.
that's
They were
correct.
good teams with Alex Smith. They were making
Mhm.
it.
They had Jamal Charles. Forgot who the receiver was at the time. They had a squad.
Yeah, they did.
But, you know, the
And
Chiefs,
John Harbaugh came from his tree.
yeah. See? So maybe if he was to take over after he leaves the Chargers.
No, no, we're talking about John, not Jim. John from the Ravens.
Oh, okay, my bad. Confused them. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Damn, it's
Or even
crazy football. We're
even
watching history in the
Eric,
making.
yeah, Eric Bieniemy is another name. He's a free agent out there as a coach.
I heard they were interviewing him already or trying to bring him back. So
They
that
did.
might be like a succession plan. They might try to do something there.
Yeah,
That will probably be like the one person I think could possibly take over. Because he's been there so long, he knows the team.
yep.
So we'll see.
We'll see. But yeah, fellas, Usher's greatest performance of all time, or the greatest Super Bowl halftime performance of all time, I should say. Mahomes is not yet the GOAT, but he's on track.
He's the baby goat.
Yeah. The GOAT in training.
Yeah, I'll definitely give him that. He's the baby goat right now.
The
He's
last
just
Jedi.
let's check. Basically, like Tom Brady kind of like not kingdom. He kind of like passed down the thing to him.
The torch, yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely his torch right now. It's his world. We're just living in it. Mahomes,
That's a fact.
the sky's the limit for that dude. If he stays disciplined, which I think he will, we're going to revisit this conversation. We're going to revisit this question again.
Yep.
Pretty.
One final question. Now that I got this, what do you think his next contract would be?
I'll leave that to Roberto, the genius GM.
I think it'll be something.
I think a Billy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. NFL contracts are weird because the guaranteed amount and then the actual contract amount is all different. And then you have the ability to space it out to save cap room and stuff like that. So I think it'll be a big number, big guaranteed number, but it'll be spread out in a way where it leaves flexibility for the roster to continue to grow.
Yeah.
So it may be some outlandish, crazy, like 10, 12-year deal type of thing with like all the money deferred or whatever.
His last deal was at 5 or 10 years, 500 million.
That was a pretty long contract they gave.
Yeah. So
It was
okay.
one of those that was like, oh shoot, they gave one of those contracts out in the NFL. It's like a baseball contract.
Mhm. I thought his contract was coming up, but it probably isn't. Then if it's 10 years, then it's not coming up. So probably got like another 4.
But I'm
But I
sure there'll
think
be some restructures and all that stuff to kind of push it out to give roster flexibility. But
if there's ever a $1 billion worth player,
you
it'd
hand them
be
a
him.
blank check, basically.
Yeah.
Here,
Unlike the Patriots did for Tom.
yeah,
I'll give that man some stocks in the
whatever
For
he
sure.
wants, whatever
Ownership.
he wants, bro.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah.
the owner. I give him my office. Be like, yo, here, come sit here. This is yours.
That's funny. Oh man.
The
So,
baby goat.
what happened?
I just said the baby goat.
The baby goat. But yeah, fellas, Super Bowl is done. On to the next. NBA, MLB coming back. Never ending.
That's right. NBA All Star coming soon.
We'll have our
Uh,
picks and discussions.
yeah, we're gonna get crazy. But thank you everybody for tuning in. And until next time, my bros. Thank y'all.
Yeah, man. Make sure to
Like,
like, subscribe, do your thing, people.
have a good one, y'all. Peace out.